Hey everyone, my name's Dalton,
I'm Julien.
and this is the YouTube channel Rainbow Artakus. So, a little about us. We are both LGBT, we are both artists, and we both love anime. The channel might even get into some witchy stuff, weird stuff, supernatural if it gets to that point. Um, so, a little about me. My name is Dalton. I identify as a gay male. Um, I cosplay. I love basic shonen anime. I love yaoi, obviously, because who doesn't?
I love how you just
Um,
casually mentioned that. Ah, yes.
who wouldn't casually mention that?
If we really want to casually mention that, casually mention your love of bears.
Bears are fabulous. If you don't have a big, muscular man holding you that identifies as a bear, then what kind of life are you living?
But you could have a sexy, skinny vampire twink.
Well, Julian, tell us a little about yourself then.
Alright, well, I'm Julien. You may also refer to me as Your Highness. I won't take any criticism to that. Um, I identify as gender fluid. Uh, I'm 20.
Oh, yes, older than me.
Fucking child.
We're getting there. We're getting there. So, as you're seeing in the video currently, Julian is actually drawing our icon right now. This is a time lapse, obviously. And it's supposed to represent him on the left, this pastel rabbit that you'll see, and then me on the right, this sexy fox.
Yeah. So I was given the inspiration for these are kind of like the Vocaloids because I've always loved Vocaloid, which is kind of where the numbers came from, and they're our favorite numbers, so it like just makes sense. I've always identified with rabbits, and he's always identified with foxes, which is kind of why we made those like that.
Clearing that up, we don't identify as in furry wise or anything, just like animal personality wise. Like I see
Like
myself
we have
more.
we have an affinity towards those animals.
Yeah. Um, as you can see, Julian's style is very anime, very non-realistic, 2D, skinny characters, very simple, but he gets very complicated in the detail, which is very nice. Um, a little about me and Julian meeting. We both met actually in high school during our art class, freshman year. We grew apart, and then slowly we came back together the next year and both hosted the GSA club at our school, to help people accept who they are and everything that they want to be. Um, Going from there, we just kind of loved each other and the energy that we were each putting off. And from there, Julian started helping me with my artwork, and we both grew as artists and in the LGBT community, kind of getting our own home community kind of represented in the LGBT way, more progressive and stuff, though it's still getting there. It's 2019 now, so sooner or later, everyone should hopefully just not care what the person down the street's doing, you know?
Uh, I mean, yeah.
Anyways, Julian's just focused on the video. I did a great job editing it. A lot of our videos to come are going to be a lot of our own artwork kind of bouncing off of each other. Julian taking the reins as I slowly progress and getting better. And then what's going to happen is I'll be the main editor of the video, with the time lapses and animations and all that. I'll also be setting up the scripts and voiceovers. Right now, this voiceover is more improv, but we kind of wanted to try to get you as an audience that's starting off watching us as Julian sips the tea.
Spicy.
You as an audience, we want to try to bring into our lives closely because improv is more of who you are. We had a basic idea of what we wanted to talk about, though that idea could have ran off very quickly. We're trying to extend it with just some small talk about ourselves. So, Julian, what inspired you to do a YouTube channel with me?
Well, I've always wanted to do a YouTube channel, and you've always wanted to do a YouTube channel.
But you see, I already have a YouTube channel that began forever ago. Go check it out. DJ Dark Phantom. It is a League of Legends / video gameplay video. I mainly play League of Legends on there as it is the main thing people watch anymore. Just competitive games in general. But coming from there, I told Julian, hey, I can do this if you can do this. And that's what really brought our YouTube channel together.
Yep.
So Julian, going on to your anime art style, what really started that?
Well, I always liked cartoons as a kid. And like as a kid, I watched Spirited Away and movies like that, and I always liked the art style of those. And I always liked art in general, and growing up, like, you're obviously put into art classes when you're young, whether you like it or not, and I always liked them, but I always hated realistic art. It was just annoying to me. And then as I got older, you know, especially when I was in my emo scene phase, as we all go through.
I didn't go through that.
Well, you're a weeb, it's fine, same thing. I started to get more weeby, and I was like, whoa, I love this. Let me draw this. Another thing I always liked is, like, I always wanted to, like, be in the shows, and I always wanted to create my own, so it's like, well, I can't do any of that unless I can draw it, so, boom.
A good tip for artists out there, I personally went to an art school this past year to try to make art and career for myself. I progressed a lot in my artwork, but I didn't choose to make a career because I just like doing it more as a hobby. The whole critique thing aspect of being graded in school is very, very objectifying, and working on an art piece for 3 or 4 days and you loving its turnout and stuff and it's still meeting the requirements, if the professor doesn't like it, what are you supposed to do if they still give you a bad grade? So my viewpoint on art is learning realism is a very good step into learning art in general. Anyone can be an artist though. If you have the penmanship to write your name on a piece of paper, you can draw. You just have to start from the basics. As you saw in the beginning of the video, Julien started with a basic stick figure to map out his gestures, and then from there, you'll also hear me refer to Julien as him all the time, he, him, but he does go through different times where he dresses up like a girl, dresses up like a guy. It's all on him. He's cool. It's whatever.
I'm just existing, man.
But that beginning stick figure phase is basically what everything starts out as. Basic lines, basic shapes, and then going from there, it gets to this point where you slowly transition into the forms, the 3D elements, and then to the color. And then after the color, as you can see, Julien put down a lot of base colors first. He goes back and then layers on top of that with the shading. My artwork, I do a lot more environmental and animalistic designs and more beast and monster type of deals. I'm very horrible at drawing people, and that's what I'm trying to get better at with Julien's help and online sources, any YouTube channel that you can find, or TikTok personnel, or Tumblr, Twitter. Anybody that has an art thing most likely has at least one art tutorial on how to draw a face or a person. So if you want to get better at art, check those out. Other things that we mentioned that we'd be talking about besides LGBT art and anime, we said maybe supernatural stuff and going into that. Julien, tell us more about that.
What kind of like religion wise or supernatural wise?
Both can go inside.
Well, we're fairly certain that Dalton's house is haunted, so perhaps videos about that, or going to places and talking to spirits. We're obviously both witches. We practice witchcraft, so we're very in tune with that. Um, we're both trying to get better, improving our senses. We're always willing to give advice to those who are just beginning, even though we're ourselves are still beginners. But it's always good to help guide others. We can even talk like about like what we personally believe, our personal like everyday practices, stuff like that.
Yeah, that sounds great. I mean, this YouTube channel is definitely going to be a combination of a lot of different aspects with art, LGBT community talk, and current events. Anime talk, current events with animes. We definitely are keeping up with My Hero right now. I didn't watch the newest episode, but Karishima,
I'm very
super
for-
hard body,
Over.
looks great.
Best boy.
So, we'll be definitely talking about anime movies, reviews on anime and stuff coming up. I know a lot of fans that are going to be joining us on this channel will be from Julien's TikTok because he does have a following on there. I have a small following, and hopefully any of you that are here watching this video now, it would be great for you guys to comment below, like and subscribe to try to get our video to start getting out there, and comment below on what you want us to talk about, because even if it isn't what we already said, we can still bring up those topics and kind of do time-lapse art videos and talk about these topics as like a podcast type of deal. But if not that, we'll definitely videotape ourselves with these talks and questions. I'll definitely come up with scripts and then bring them to Julien and question Julien as like kind of like an interview thing and bounce these ideas off of each other.
Bad interviews.
You're bad at interviews, but you're doing well right now, so. But the time lapse is coming to an end here soon. As you can see, Julien finishes off with a lot of the shading, and then goes back in with numbers to kind of represent the Vocaloid idea. You can already see the Vocaloid aspects coming in with the headphones and ears. It's very much based off there because everyone went through a Nightcore Vocaloid phase, let's be real.
I'm still in it.
Me too. Honestly, if I could have like those ears that like sense your emotions through your brain and they move.
See, I like those, but I don't like the ears because they don't like move fully. They just kind of like
Droop and spin.
yeah, like if they have the technology to make those fully wavy tails. They have the technology to make fully like bending ears. Come on, people.
Yeah, that's true. Well, thank you for joining in. Again, like, subscribe, hit that notification button, comment below what you guys want to see next, what you guys want to hear us talk about as we go through. Enjoy the rest of this time lapse and enjoy the final product. Thank you so much.